Hi fellow crafters! It's time to start thinking about Father's Day. And so in today's video, I'm going to show you how to create a stunning masculine card idea that would be perfect for this occasion. I'm going to be using my Beauty of Friendship bundle and introducing a brand new paper pack called Simply Elegant. And this card has a fun fold that will delight your dad. So let's get started, shall we? Hey everyone, I'm Terry and I'm nuts about stamping. I love sharing techniques and project ideas for rubber stamping, paper crafting, and scrapbooking with you each week. Be sure to hit that red subscribe button and the bell beside it so that you'll be the first to be notified when my next video goes live. Now, let's create this masculine fun fold card. In last week's video, I introduced the Beauty of Friendship bundle and its corresponding designer series paper. You can check out that video here. Today, I want to show you that you can match this bundle with other designer series paper packs as well. So let's have a look at this new pack of paper. It's called Simply Elegant, and oh yes, it is. You can see that it has beautiful patterns, and on each sheet of paper, you'll have a plain pattern, but then on the reverse side, you'll have these elements, these shiny elements that you can use to create stunning card ideas. Look at this one. I think it's just so pretty. Now, I love this designer series paper. It is designed, no pun intended, to match a different bundle in the new annual catalog. But I'm going to use it because I think the patterns also work really well on masculine cards. And since today I'm showing you a Father's Day card idea, which you can certainly change to be just a generic masculine card, I thought I would use a piece of this paper for my project. So let's get started. As I mentioned, my card is going to have a fun fold in it. Now, one of the colors in the designer series paper is Very Vanilla, and so I'm going to use Very Vanilla as my card base. But this time, my card base is not going to have a fold in it. It's just going to be a layer of Very Vanilla. Now, to that, I'm going to add a layer of In Good Taste designer series paper. But what I want to do is take one of my stitched rectangles dies, and I want to actually die cut a rectangle out of that paper. I'm also going to have a plain piece of basic gray cardstock, and I want to die cut this tree from the basic gray, and then I'm going to use this pattern of the Simply Elegant designer series paper, and I'm going to die cut the tree top from this paper. And I chose this design, obviously, because it has the leaves, and I thought that would be really appropriate for the top of the tree. Now, I'm going to just leave those here, and in the Beauty of Friendship stamp set, we have this stamp that's called You Truly Inspire Me. Now, although it doesn't say Happy Father's Day, I think this sentiment would be perfect for Dad. So I have a scrap piece of Very Vanilla. I've got that particular stamp mounted, and I'm going to grab my basic gray ink and stamp it down. All right, I'll ink it up. Stamp it down. And then from the same pack, the stitched rectangles dies, I've got this stitched rectangle. So what I'm going to do is get my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and I'm going to die cut all of these bits that I'm going to use on my card. Now, since they're dies and they're metal, I'm going to use my magnetic platform. I'm going to have to do 2 passes through my machine because I have layers that are quite large. So I think what I'll do is, slide this up a little bit. I'll add this one here. And then hopefully I can tuck my phrase on the side. So I'll go ahead and I'll die cut these pieces out, and I will come back and show you the next steps and how to create this really fun fold. Back in a moment. Here we go. I've got my tree topper, my phrase, and my layer, which has the stitched edge, as does my phrase. Adds a little touch of elegance without being too florally or too fancy. Now I'm going to bring in my card base, and I'm going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue and attach my In Good Taste layer, like so. And then the next thing I'm going to do is create this fun fold. So let's just set this aside for a bit. I have a layer of Very Vanilla, and what I'm going to do is fold it in half and then crease it. I don't see my bone folder, but I would use my bone folder had I had it. And then I'm going to bring in another piece of the Simply Elegant Designer Series paper, and it's got this shiny pattern on it. So it's the opposite side of the leaves. And I'm going to attach this using my multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm going to adhere it to this layer, like so. Then I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue again, although you could use tear and tape adhesive if you wanted to. And I'm going to attach that into or onto my card base. And you see what's happening here? We've got this fun fold layer that is going to add a really nice surprising touch for Dad when he gets this card in mail or by person. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to attach my tree. So I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet, and that way if I have any spillage or overage, it won't make my grid paper all greasy and sticky. Okay, I've got glue on some bits and pieces of this tree, and I'm just going to turn it over and attach it like so. I really want that my tree has some pieces that are sort of lifting up off, because I think that would add a really cool sort of visual effect. Now I'm going to add my top to my tree, and I think what I'll do is maybe I'll use some mini glue dots. There are some spots on the back of this layer that are big enough to add a couple of mini glue dots, and that will give some visual interest, some additional visual interest. I think really 3 is all I need. I could add more, but these are pretty sticky. So I'll peel off the backing, and then I will add my top of my tree like so, okay? And then I think it would be really nice to have a bow. So what I'm going to do is I will stop the video. I'm going to create a bow using this ribbon, and then I'll come back and we'll attach it to the front of the card, and then I'll show you how I'm going to decorate the inside of this Father's Day card. Back in a moment. All right, I have my bow and it's ready to add to the front of my card. So I'm going to use a mini glue dot to attach the bow. So I'll just press the knot of the bow down onto the bolt of mini glue dots, and then I'm going to add my bow to the tree trunk like so. Now, the next thing I want to do is add my phrase, and I've decided I'm going to add the phrase on the inside of my card. So I have a scrap piece of leftover In Good Taste Designer Series paper, and what I'm going to do is just create a banner end on each side. So you just cut in about halfway point and then go from the corners into where you cut, and you've created a banner. So I'm going to add some of my glue here, multi-purpose liquid glue, and I'll put my banner about the halfway point, like so. Just straighten it out a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is add the "You Truly Inspire Me" phrase on top of my banner. And that will leave some room at the top and the bottom should I want to add a nice little note for the person who's going to receive this card. And there we go. We have a very stunning Beauty of Friendship, Father's Day, or masculine card idea. If you would like a complete listing of the supplies that I used and the measurements for all of the layers, head on over to my blog, www.nutsaboutstamping.com. While you're on my blog, why not join my free mailing list to get insider tips and ideas to take your card making to the next level? I'll leave a link to subscribe to my newsletters and a link to my blog in the description box underneath this video. I'm Terry. I am Nuts About Stamping. I hope you'll create a fun fold card idea today too. Bye for now.